Okay, this moment from season 2, episode 9 of Sister Wives has been going around the internet for a while, and it's something that we need to discuss. Robin is holding hands with her kids. The family dog runs up to them, and Robin's foot comes in contact with the dog. Now, there is some kind of conversation around, does she actually kick the dog? Does she just scoot the dog? Either way, can we agree that's not a loving way to get the dog to move? Okay, everyone is allowed to not like dogs. That's fine. You don't have to do that. But I think we can all agree, whether or not you're a dog person, that the way Robin kicked that dog was pretty extreme. I mean, the dog was in the air and landed in a different spot. And Robin had the nerve to do that in front of a whole camera crew. That's pretty bold. All right, so let's set that poor dog to the side. We feel bad for the dog, but also this moment is important because I think it shows us some things about Robin. Maybe the way she values or does not value the interest of her former sister wives. And I think it strengthens the argument that we're having that she has ultimate influence over Kody. So let's discuss all of this. First of all, to say that Mary, Janelle, and Christine are dog people or pet people is maybe an understatement. I mean, there was collective applause around the world when Janelle famously said she would choose her dogs over her then husband, Kody.
Gonna have to pick between me and the dogs.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. You're here one day in 4, maybe 3, and I'll choose the dogs. Gonna choose the dogs. Gonna choose the kids. Gonna choose the dogs.
Earlier in, I think it was season 15, Janelle self-identified as a dog person and even went so far as to say that she thought Robin's household could really benefit from having a dog. Of course, Mary also loves dogs. If you look at her Instagram page right now, it is full of photos of her with what she calls her grand dogs. Mary was even called out for maybe referencing or throwing some shade at Kody when she posted this photo of her grand dogs and included this caption with it. This is from March of 2021, and Mary wrote for the caption with this photo, "If you want unconditional love, get a dog or 2. Better yet, get kids who get dogs. Less responsibility for you, but with all the perks. Best thing about being a dog, Grandma." And then she did all of her, LuLaRoe related self-empowerment hashtags and whatnot. Anyway, yeah, she's a dog mom, dog grandma, dog lover. Right now, Christine also likes dogs. We're going to look at season 14, episode 4. And you might remember at this time in the show, the family had recently moved from Las Vegas to Flagstaff, and some of Christine's kids were really struggling with the move. In this episode, it was namely Gwendolyn and Truly who were struggling. And how did Christine try to make things right with Gwendolyn? A new puppy.
I know. You're gonna see Gwen. They're gonna go crazy. Gwen's gonna be super excited. They've wanted a puppy for a long time. They've all wanted a puppy.
Mommy! What? You got a dog?
Merry Christmas.
Happy birthday!
Merry Christmas, honey.
Oh my gosh!
Dad agreed you could have one.
You got me a dog?
Truly ended up not really feeling good about the dog in the house, but you can't blame her. That's nobody's fault. Truly's a cat person. So then how do you think Christine tried to make things right with Truly? She got her a cat. Christine did actually recently get some heat for the cat in her home. In December of 2022, she posted this photo on her Instagram page. This is Truly's cat, Zelda, laid out, feeling good, comfortable, confident on the dining room table. Some fans did not like that the cat was on the table. There were even some articles written about the controversy about Zelda being on Christine's table. In my opinion, and if you've seen my videos before, you know that I'm a cat person. And what I know about cats, they generally don't care what people are talking about. And so Zelda was living her best life. More importantly, though, what I think this photo shows us is that Christine posted it. So she must be okay with it. And she must really like cats. Of course, though, Christine does still like dogs. She is on Instagram on February 19th, 2022 with her grand dog, Noelle, the same dog that she gifted to Gwendolyn back in when the family had moved to Flagstaff in season 14. At one point, and we'll talk about this change a little bit, Kody liked dogs. Season 5, episode 5, he had this to say about the family's dogs.
He's losing control.
Our dogs are kind of family. You know, they're special. You know, they've been part of our lives. It's emotionally loaded. We've got all of our children, most of who were born after Drake.
Drake's 12 years old.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of kids under 12
Right.
that they've never known anything but having Drake. I really wanted Kody to go with me. It was important. I needed his moral support when we did this.
And I understand that in this case. So but it took a little bit of coaxing for me to finally decide to go.
Good boy.
All right.
Kody accompanied Mary on the 5-hour car trip from Las Vegas back to Lehi, Utah, where they had lived before, to bury Drake in the yard next to another family dog that had passed when they still lived in Utah. To me, it seemed like Drake's existence represented an important time in Kody's life, and you could argue that Kody had a real emotional attachment to that dog. But then a shift happens. Let's look at a different segment in season 14, episode 4. In this moment, Robin and Kody are talking about what can happen between a husband and a wife when a dog enters the family.
I've always thought it would be fun to have a perfectly well-trained lab, but
The getting there is the hard part.
the getting there's the hard part. And the first, and honestly, this is Kody is a pretty big issue to get past as far as the dog.
Just bring it home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cause a rift in your marriage for the rest of eternity by bringing a dog home.
Okay. Can we just, to ourselves, can we compare that scene that we just saw to the man sitting next to Mary in season 5? In season 5, Kody said that the family had owned several dogs and that the dogs were part of the family. Now, season 14, sitting next to Robin, he basically says that he doesn't like dogs. And bringing one in will inevitably cause trouble between a husband and wife. Season 15, episode 16, Kody talks a little more about his feelings towards dogs. This episode, COVID was ramping up. The family had recently learned that the schools were going to be closed and the kids were not going to be, the kids were going to be doing school from home for the foreseeable future. Robin's daughters, Aurora and Brianna, they asked Kody if they could get an emotional support dog, help them deal with the anxiety of everything going on. And Kody said no and had this to say about owning dogs.
With animals just comes a ton of responsibility. And with me going from house to house, I don't always feel like I've got the ability to be responsible for the animals. I just don't know what to do about the inconvenience of them in my life. And I just don't know what to do about the hair all over my pants and my suit coats.
Now, there are lots of theories and conversations online about why this huge shift happened. How did we go from season 5 dog-loving Kody to season 14 and beyond dog-hating Kody? Personally, I think we think back to that clip that we watched at the beginning of this video. Season 2, Robin kicking that dog halfway across the yard. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It wasn't halfway across the yard, but for sure, out of the 5 adults in this family, there was only one who seemed consistently, at best, indifferent to dogs. It also happened to be the same adult who has shown us time and time again that they have ultimate influence over Kody. At the end of the day, everyone can choose whether or not they like dogs. If you like dogs, you love dogs, you tolerate them, you don't want to be bothered with them, it's your choice. Problem here, though, is the same issue that shows up time and time again throughout this series. Robin entered a family that had been together for 20 years. And instead of assimilating herself into the family culture that had already been decided, she seemed to have come in with her own agenda, and she worked pretty diligently to make her vision of a family culture come true. All used to like dogs? Well, Robin doesn't, and so now Kody feels emboldened to not like them anymore either. In a monogamous relationship, yeah, you come in, you change things. It's 50-50 and you have, a right to 50-50 influence. But in this plural marriage, where there were 5 supposedly equal adults, it doesn't seem right that the man who lived with, took care of, and mourned dogs throughout 20 years of marriage would change his tune so suddenly and profoundly. To be clear, kicking dogs is wrong. But to me, an equally important takeaway from that season 2 moment is Robin's willingness to go against the family culture in pursuit of what she thought was right. Let me know what you think. How would you explain the difference between season 5 Kody and season 14 and beyond Kody? How would you explain the difference between the way he thought about dogs then and the way he seems to think about dogs now? Was it Robin having influence over him, or was he just finally being honest about his own thoughts? Is there more to the story that maybe we need to discuss? Let me know. And as always, I will either see you in the comments or in the next video, because this Brown family is amazing. There's a lot of them and they always have so much going on. I want to talk about all of it with you. I also want to continue talking about 1,000-pound best friends and 1,000-pound sisters, because I'm rooting for all of those ladies. I want all of them to be happy and to reach whatever health goals they have for themselves. Anyway, so if you watch that show, or if you don't, let's talk about it. They're good people over there too. But yeah, the Brown family, there's something else. Let me know what you think. Anyway, we'll talk again. All right, take care. Bye.